Donald Trump is just about the dumbest president maybe ever. Y'all are not going to believe how this entire story unfolded, but I have all of the information right here for you. So, in the wake of the longest government shutdown ever, Donald Trump proposed a plan, and this is why the Democrats sicken me, and this is why the party needs a cleansing. This is why the party needs to be made up of strictly real, actual soldiers. Because Donald Trump, in the midst of a government shutdown, the longest government shutdown, and his bright, genius businessman mind, the business mind that's needed to run America like a business. He's going to run America like a business and make us prosperous again. All that bullshit. This idiot proposed a 50-year mortgage plan for the American people. He posted this on social media, on shit social. He posted a picture of him and FDR. Literally, you cannot make this kind of foolishness up. Here we have a picture of Trump and FDR side by side, in which FDR has the 30-year mortgage plan and Trump has the 50-year mortgage plan. Donald Trump is an absolute idiot. But how it unfolded, you can't make this type of shit up. You can't make it up. Someone literally walked into Donald Trump's office and just handed him this stupid ass idea down in Mar-a-Lago. You can't make this up. I swear. Let me read this to you all. Sold POTUS a bill of goods. White House furious with Pulte, however you say this stupid, fuck this nigga, over 50-year mortgage. The White House was blindsided by the idea and is now dealing with a furious backlash from conservative allies, business leaders, and lawmakers. Since when did these people give a fuck about the common people? Since when were conservative elites panicking about unaffordability in the eyes of the American people? But let's continue reading. White House officials are furious with Bill Pulte, the Federal Housing Finance Agency director who talked the president into suggesting a 50-year mortgage plan. The White House was blindsided by the idea, according to two people familiar with the situation, granted anonymity to discuss internal thinking, and is now dealing with a furious backlash from conservative allies, business leaders, and lawmakers. Here's the good shit. On Saturday evening, Pulte, whatever the pussy, arrived at President Donald Trump's Palm Beach Golf Club with roughly a 3x5 poster board in hand. A graphic of former President Franklin Roosevelt appeared below 30-year mortgage and one of Trump below 50-year mortgage. The headline was Great American Presidents. It is unbelievable how easy it is to get this nigga to fuck up. But this nigga just walked in. He walked into Mar-a-Lago with a 3x5 in his hand like a motherfucking elementary schooler pulling up to the project session in class. Mr. President, what do you think? This bitch ass nigga said, wow, so great, 50 years. So great. He's an idiot. Within 10 minutes of receiving this bullshit ass 3x5, this pussy ass president took to social media, to Truth Social, according to one of the people familiar with the situation who was with the president at the time. Almost immediately, aides were fielding angry phone calls from those who thought the idea, which would endorse a 50-year payback period for a mortgage, was both bad politics and bad policy, a move that could raise housing costs in the long run, the person said. He just sold POTUS a bill of goods that wasn't necessarily accurate. You mean incredibly inaccurate. I'm tired of this pussy shit. Well, it wasn't the best idea in the world, and you know. Are we serious right now? He said FDR did it, you can do it too. It's gonna be a big thing. But he didn't tell him about all of the unintended consequences. The episode underscores the haphazard ways consequential policies are sometimes brought before the president, and how Trump's governed by whim nature can backfire. Anything that goes before POTUS needs to be vetted because he's a fucking child, said the person present for Pulte's poster presentation. And a lot of times with Pulte, they're not. He just goes straight up to the POTUS and gives him anything. Wow. And here's what Trump said when pressed about it by Laura Ingraham on Fox News. Basically a fucking North Korean style propaganda show for old people at this point. It's unbelievable. All it means is you pay less per month, Trump said on Fox News, a show hosted by Laura Ingraham, the Ingram angle, the retarded angle, whatever her stupid ass show is. And by the way, Laura Ingraham sounds like and looks like a dude. Okay, let's just, I'm done being civil with these people. I'm unloading the fucking clip. Is Laura Ingraham actually female? The world may never know. Pay it over a longer period of time. It's not like a big factor. It might help a little bit. See, Trump's stupid ass didn't actually think about what he was saying. See, somebody with an actual brain would take this stupid ass idea. Any normal person would see 50-year mortgage and think, nigga, this... Yo, any normal nigga would see this shit and say, 50-year, but that shit don't sound right, bro. This shit sound crazy. Any normal individual would see 50-year mortgage and say, huh? Let me run this by my experts. Let me talk to the people in the... Well, Trump doesn't even have any experts anymore. He has cocksuckers. Let me run this by my minions, my stooges, and see what they say. Trump can't even trust them. He can't even run this stupid-ass plan by them because you know what they'll say? This sounds so great. Mr. President, you should present this to the American people. Great American president, so great. All they want is to please him in many ways, and all they want is power at the expense of all of us, the American people. That's all they want. If Donald Trump comes to them and proposes a 50-year fucking mortgage plan, it's possible that even with consulting with his experts in the White House, even with talking to people in his cabinet, even when talking to economists around him, if he brought this stupid ass shit to Peter Navarro, it's possible this dumbass post would have still hit social media regardless. I can't even be mad at Trump at this point because Trump too damn dumb to comprehend how insane this is. He's so tone deaf and he's such a fucking rich kid nepo baby that he can't even realize how crazy a 50-year mortgage sounds to anybody of working class background. He doesn't even realize how insane it sounds on its face. You add in the fact that he's surrounded by sycophants, but this nigga, he was cooked. I actually, at this point, I'm looking at Trump like one of them Make-A-Wish little niggas. You can't blame him. He can't. Trump is just like, you know what I'm trying to say. It's impossible to reach this guy. He's beyond any sort of salvation. Trump's an idiot. I'm trying to say it in so many nice ways. Trump is dumb. He's dumb. Bro, any normal, rational nigga would look at it. Hey, bro, you could take a member of the fucking mafia and hand him this shit and say, what do you think? 50-year mortgage. He would be like, huh? You sure? Like, just like, are you sure this, you want to do this? Are you sure? That's how most people, even people with the morals of an alley cat like Trump would think with this shit in their hands. Trump, however, is an idiot. Trump has the brains of an alley cat, and henceforth you get stupid ass posts like this. Donald Trump doesn't even realize that with a 50-year mortgage, when you add in interest rates, which like most interest rates are like 6%, at the end of 50 years, you paid way more than you would have paid for a 30-year mortgage. You're paying way more. You're paying way fucking more. Then you add in the fact that the price of it is just going to go up. The price of the homes is going to go up. If a loan takes 50 years to pay off, the bank is gonna charge you higher interest rates. Because nigga, we're waiting 50 fucking years to hope that maybe over the course of 50 years, you will be emotionally, mentally, and financially stable enough to pay this fucking loan off over the course of half a fucking century. You are ducking and dodging human history trying to pay off this fucking mortgage. The bank is gonna charge the shit out of you. They're gonna charge the shit out of you. Seriously. And there are stupid enough people in this country to really believe, like, oh my God, what an amazing deal, America first. There are people dumb enough in that cult to read this shit and think, oh my God, he loves us so great, America first, Lord and Savior Messiah. They're gonna rush to the fucking banks trying to buy a bunch of fucking homes. They're gonna raise the price of homes like you've never seen before. And the whole market is gonna be fucked up because of Donald Trump. Per usual, not like any of this is new. This is the same prickhead, dickhead, shithead who literally tariffed steel. He put a tariff on everything. This man started a trade war with every goddamn body on the planet, directly affecting the price of homes. So while he's waging economic warfare, the likes of which you've never seen before, raising the price of homes, Donald Trump is also simultaneously planning to raise the price of homes by instituting 50-year fucking mortgages. Unbelievably stupid. And think about this. You're going to be spending more time paying off the interest than actually paying off the fucking principal. You're not even really going to have any equity in that bitch. You'll be 40. Let's say you buy the house at 30 something, because home ownership is becoming much harder for young people. You buy the home at 30 something. Nigga, you are old. You're looking at retirement soon by the time that you paid off the interest. You ain't even paid the principal. You don't even really own shit. You don't even really own the house. Bro, you are basically, you have a subscription to your crib. You pay a subscription to the bank. You got a Bank of America, whatever bank you want to think of. You have a fucking subscription to the bank that owns the house. You don't own shit. You don't own shit. Donald Trump and the Republican Party is one big conspiracy, and this isn't some Illuminati shit. This isn't some he put up the triangle in front of his eye, the world's gonna end. No, this is a real conspiracy. Real conspiracy. True conspiracy. These dudes are actually in on a conspiracy to wage war against the working class of this country, to economically, educationally, and intellectually disenfranchise us and turn us into slaves for the corporate masters that intend to rule over us in perpetuity. That is the reality of what awaits us under MAGA. Under Donald Trump's leadership, that is what awaits us. Companies regulating, companies ruling over our healthcare, companies ruling over our housing, billionaires and rich people lording over us in some kind of quasi-capitalist 21st century feudalism in which, the people who lord over our health are these rich executives. That's the reality of the America they want for us. That's the reality. Americans are going to take multiple generations to have any sort of real accumulation of equity in any of these homes ever. And you have this idiot so out of touch and so simultaneously confident in his ability to brainwash his supporters, if you can even call them that he looks at a stupid ass plan like this and thinks, it'll work. 10 minutes later, post it on social media. This is a reflection of how easily swayed and brainwashed MAGA is, because although this little stunt is getting a little bit of pushback, MAGA will go right back to sucking his dick within 24 hours. Fact. You know it, I know it, everyone knows it. It is ridiculous. He's going to raise interest rates, no one's going to have any equity, and you're paying more over time. If Donald Trump were a real president, a real statesman, and wasn't trying to be a motherfucking Instagram star, Donald Trump would have actually taken a stupid ass plan and run it by someone. He's a Nepo baby. He's born into wealth. He thinks groceries is an old-fashioned term used by like World War II veterans. That's what he thinks. So I understand that, someone of his brain capacity and life experience is incapable of properly understanding how simplistically stupid this idea is. Donald Trump's stupidity is multiplied tenfold when you realize he doesn't take this dumbass plan and run it by people who are actual, economic experts. Oh no, he takes the plan and uploads it to Truth Social. All he saw on the screen was great American presidents, and he couldn't wait to glaze himself. Donald Trump couldn't wait to glaze himself. He saw great American presidents, FDR, Donald Trump, and just posted it. He could have said, someone on my team posted that's such a horrible idea. Nope, he doubled down and said, well, you're paying less over time. As you accumulate billions of dollars doing cryptocurrency deals all around the fucking planet, the American people are to be enslaved to banks till kingdom come? At this point, send the rapture. That's the only way out of this shit. I'm telling you, bro. Send the rapture, because that's the only way we're going to get out of being owned by corporations. That's the only way we're getting out is the rapture at this point. Because MAGA America, who we're going to need for our revolution against this fucking insane system in place, they're too busy slurping and burping and gurgling on Trump right now. They're still in denial, can't accept, can't admit that they were finessed, duped, conned, lied to, whatever term you want to use. They're too busy fucking wading in their own feces. They're too busy in denial to admit the fact that, bro, the jig is up. It's over. It is fucking over. The bitch nigga that you elected was never for you. He was never in your favor. He was never on your side. He answers to AIPAC. He answers to the elites. He answers to the billionaires. He answers to Elon Musk. He answers to himself. He answers to his family. That's who he's here for. Not you. He was never here for you. It's been 1 year. What more convincing do you need? What more does it take? 50-year mortgage. The fact that Donald Trump is so tone deaf that he thought that would in any way, shape, or form endear him to the public goes to show this man is too old, too wealthy, too corrupt, and too stupid to run the country. An actual well-meaning president, even with all of the evil qualities that Trump has, would take this and say, I don't know much about this stuff. Let me run it by my experts. It's unbelievable that a president wouldn't understand basic, house economics, that wouldn't understand how a mortgage works, even on a loose level. That's terrifying, but that's the position we're in. The only redeeming thing this little fucking this little shit could have done was taken the fucking thing and sent it to people in his camp who are supposedly experts. By the way, at this point, I don't even think he has any experts around him anymore. He doesn't do that. He takes it and immediately uploads it to Truth Social for the clout. For the clout. Clout demon for a president, and he's fat. Unbelievable. 50-year fucking mortgage, and niggas are supposed to pretend like this makes logical, rational, common sense. The nation is over. The nation is cooked at this point. The United States as a nation is fucking done. We have a president in office who doesn't even understand the basics of a fucking mortgage and thinks a 50-year mortgage plan makes sense, doesn't even do the due diligence necessary to understand the actual dynamics of a 50-year mortgage, presents it on social media because that's all he cares about for his own gain, and then sits there and pretends like everyone else is in on the conspiracy. Oh, let me guess, MAGA. Let me guess. The 50-year mortgage plan isn't going to work because the banks are in on the conspiracy against Trump. The lenders, the homeowners, the home subscribers, they're also in on the conspiracy to make him look bad, right? You people are the scum of the earth, dude. Actual disgusting idiots.